This video contains additional guidance on SIRE 2.0 human factors and is aimed at supporting recipient companies, vetting organizations, and terminals. Before viewing this video, you should watch the Owner-Operator modules 1 to 5 on human factors in SIRE 2.0 for vessel operators and owners. Recipient companies make their own assessment of risks associated with a vessel. They may have different risks that are important to them, different priorities on what matters in an assessment, different levels of automation or human decision, and different capacities to assess reports. OCIMF will not tell a recipient company how to assess risk. In this video, we look at how the new human factor information can be used as part of your risk assessment. Let's first remind ourselves of the process that the inspector is going through when they enter a response into the human response tool. Remember, we're interested in the task and how reliable it is. The inspector records the rank grouping, for instance, rating or junior deck officer. There is also an option for recording a task that may have been completed sometime in the past by an unknown person. A drop-down selection allows assignment of these historical tasks to either the deck team or engine team. The inspector then records their assessment of the execution of the task, which can be exceeds, as expected, largely as expected, or not as expected. These response categories were discussed in Module 4 of the Owner-Operator videos. Then, as we saw in Owner-Operator Module 2 video, the inspector gets to record any performance-influencing factors that they can identify with confidence. No management system is perfect. When we inspect a vessel, we expect to find some strengths and some weaknesses. When an inspection is constructive and open, people will be talking freely about the things that work and the things that don't, and the range of strengths and weaknesses will be on display. The operator then takes action to learn from them and improve the way the vessel is operated. SIRE 2.0 gives you unprecedented visibility of the strengths and weaknesses of a vessel that relate to risk. The extra human factor information can be used as part of your own risk assessment process. It can allow you to balance positive and negative observations. It can prompt you to think of which areas of SIRE represent risks for your organization. And it allows you to assess the response of the operator to the observations in the report. Every question in the SIRE 2.0 inspection report will have an observation made against it. The majority of these are likely to be that the expectation was met or was largely met. In these situations, the SIRE 2.0 inspection report is saying that tasks were effective and there were no performance-influencing factors that affected a safety-critical part of the task. At the positive end of the scale, there will be those tasks which exceeded expectation. These might give you confidence about how the vessel is run, especially if they are in areas that are important to you or areas that present a risk for your organization. For instance, maybe you will be using conventional buoy mooring (CBM) facilities, so you may be particularly focused on tasks that relate to managing risks related to operating at a CBM facility. Exceeds expectation observations might also show you where there are widespread healthy performance-influencing factors (PIFs) supporting the effectiveness of tasks on the vessel. At the other end of the spectrum, there may be tasks which are not as expected. Here, we might again ask whether these observations are in areas that are important to your organization or that represent a particular risk for you. The observation may be against the operation of a type of equipment that is required by legislation in some parts of the world, but not in regions where you want the ship to operate. In this case, you may be less interested in observations relating to that sort of equipment. We might also think about whether a problem identified is local to a particular task or more widespread across the vessel, as well as looking for underlying performance-influencing factors which may be affecting different parts of the vessel. And of course, SIRE 2.0 will show you if the operator has responded to the observation. SIRE inspections are a snapshot of an operation. When they respond with a willingness to learn, the vessel operators are well placed to understand what's happening on board the vessel. We might ask how the operator has responded to the observation, and particularly whether they have maximized learning by choosing to learn, not blame. by learning from those who do the work, by addressing performance-influencing factors, by systematically applying across the fleet, and by sharing feedback with the crew, all of which create an environment where a company is constantly learning and improving. Thank you for watching. That concludes this video on SIRE 2.0 Human Factor Guidance aimed at recipient companies, vetting organizations, and terminals.